Origins. I absolutely love this map. If there's between all of this, I have to give this map a 10 out of 10.
If someone asks what my favorite Call of Duty Zombies map is, I wouldn't hesitate to say Origins. I believe it is one of the best maps of all time.
Origins is the continuation of what I like to call the perfect run of maps.
What's the choice of it, children? Make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement.
We'd better do what your dad says. I didn't even get my turn.
Tomorrow, Eddie. You get to make the rules. I promise. Come on, Fluffy.
I wish the heroes in our stories were real, Sam.
I know what you mean. But we will make everything okay. My dad says he has a plan.
The Tomb is not better than Origins, I promise. Just the title is just a bit clickbaity, so. But hey everyone, Clark is Shy here, welcome back to another video. Today I am back, and today I am here to talk about the Tomb and just everything that was revealed today in regards to the Tomb, with regards to the ice staff, depth perception, you know, how the way the map looks, all that shit. So we're getting into everything today. So there was a leaked trailer come out in Japan, I'm pretty sure, in regards to Season 2, and the last 10 seconds of that trailer showed the Tomb. Now there were a lot of things that I'm genuinely personally happy about. There's a lot of things I'm just like, oh, okay, not super hyped about, but you know, it's cool. And then there's things I'm just really disappointed about, honestly. Well, it's really only just like one thing, but I'll get to that in a second. But let's get right into it. So as you're seeing on the screen here, and again, shout out to Marco Network, as you can see here, this is from the leaked trailer. The ice staff is back, and the ice staff has been confirmed to be the only staff going to be within the Tomb, and it's the official wonder weapon of the map. There's no other staffs, and maybe there is other wonder weapons, I don't know, but it was shown in the last 10 seconds of the trailer that more than one person had an ice staff. So I don't know, that's what it looks like to me. I'm glad the ice staff's back. I know a lot of people like it. I only like it for high rounds, and personally me, if I'm thinking about all the staffs, the ice staffs is actually one of, if not my least favorite, honestly. I'm sorry, I love the wind staff, love the lightning, love the fire. I do like the ice staff, just I think the other staffs are just a bit way better, and just in general, maybe I just suck at using the ice staff, I don't know, but there you go. Ice staff is back, looking sexy as always, and apparently it actually has some Scepter of Ra abilities. And the reason why I say that is because in this tweet here, you can actually see that you are able to plant down the ice staff on the ground. And that reminds me of when you can plant down the Scepter of Ra, the tier 3 ability, on the ground, where it creates like this big, you know, orange-red ball where if anyone's in it, it can heal them, it can slow zombies down if they're in it. So honest to God, I genuinely think that would be quite cool, you know, getting the ice staffs off its abilities, but then getting new abilities, which those abilities are from the Scepter of Ra. Me personally, I think that would be very cool. So Treyarch, please make it happen. I think that would be very awesome. And then of course, the Tomb does release on January 28th. I know I've said that in the previous video. I know I've said that a lot, but I also want to state that the Tomb main Easter egg quest does release at 9 AM Pacific time, and then 5 PM within the UK time, and then that will be 12 PM Eastern and all that stuff. So just a heads up there for anyone wondering and stuff. And then along with that, I just want to show off these beautiful images of the map here. This is one of the most, if not the latest, most beautifully aesthetic map that we have had in a good long time. The most beautiful map that I've seen like this, probably the last time, was probably the Dark Ether version of D Machine. But in general, not only is it just stuck to one version, one dimension, now the whole map looks great. You got the surface where, you know, you see the forecast, and you know, it's all Egyptian, Roman themed, and then of course the Dark Ether as well, where it's all nice, pretty. It's got a bit of blue in there as well, and genuinely, it's just great. The map looks amazing, and I am honestly so hyped for it. And as you can see here, here's the dig site. It's got some stuff from 9 in there, which I could definitely tell from like the bulls. On top of that, it's got like the secret red door, which I don't know what that means, but it looks cool. Then you got like the Neolithic catacombs, which honestly, this screams Uncharted to me. This reminds me of that one mission from Uncharted 1, and honestly, this looks great, and I'm really glad they went with this direction for the Tomb. And this part here screams Ancient Evil to me, and then of course you see depth perception there. We'll get to that in just a second. And then of course this bit here, you know, it's it's got a mix of a lot of the maps here, you know. I'm more getting a 9 in Ancient Evil vibe the more I'm seeing this map, and honestly, it's great. And this part here, this still reminds me of the Frozen Dawn. This bit right here reminds me of Indiana Jones, and I just think it's fucking sick, man. It's awesome. And then we get Awakening from Extinction. If you guys don't know what Awakening is, Awakening was DLC 3 for Extinction, and when this teaser was first shown to us all in black and white, everyone just reposted with the Awakening loading screen. So honestly, I'm really glad to see something like that, because I thought that shit was cool. That's one of my favorite maps in Extinction personally, and just seeing this, it just looks great, man. And I'm really excited to see where it goes with the Dark Aether. And just in general, the map looks nice, and of course you get to see a better look at the ice staff here. And the ice staff, the only thing that is really different about it is that the fact that you can see a green light at the very bottom of the staff. That was different in the staffs in both BO3 or BO2. Now I want to get my disappointments with the map immediately out of the way. The first thing is reused enemies. Why are we getting reused enemies again? And this was one of the problems I had with World War II, but at least World War II always added in new enemies. And if Treyarch went with this direction, you know, as much as I wouldn't agree with it, at least they were adding in new enemies. And honestly, it looks like they're not adding in any new special enemies specifically whatsoever. The Amalgams from Terminus and Citadel de Mor are back. Huge disappointment. I really honestly didn't understand why they brought them in Citadel de Mor. Them being in Terminus made the most sense because it was like a fucked up experiment prison lab. So honestly, the fact that they're back again is a huge disappointment. On top of that, fucking Christ, this makes me sad. The Mimic is back. Now, it actually hurts more because me personally, I'm a big fan of the Mimic. I thought the Mimic when it was first introduced was unique. It was cool. I love the design. But the problem with the Mimic in this is that it's the EMP Mimic from Modern Warfare Zombies. And on top of that, having the Amalgam and the Mimic able to do the same ability where they could just pull you in from long distances. Imagine getting pulled from both sides of them. Like, that is a big L in my opinion. And honestly, if they had to bring back, you know, a reused enemy, I'd honestly rather prefer a Mangler over that point. Like, that's just really annoying to me. And along with that, the EMP Mimic made it so you had like an animation where you're all electrified with your hands. Imagine getting pulled in, getting your health taken off you from an Amalgam, and then the same thing happened from that EMP Mimic. On top of that, not being able to save yourself from the little electricity animation you get from the Mimic. Like, maybe that won't happen in this map, but it's what's happened in the past with the electricity mimics, and it's really disappointing. The Doppelgast is also back, which honestly, the Doppelgast aren't really that big of a threat, and honestly, as much as I didn't want to see them back in this map, I'll let it slide. You know, we've only seen it in one map, and seeing it in this map, I don't know. Me personally, seeing the Doppelgast in a map like this, it kind of makes sense to me, it kind of doesn't, but I still stand with my point. I really wish it wasn't in this map. I just hope with the future of Black Ops 6 Zombies and the future of Zombies going forward, Treyarch really do understand the fact that we want new special enemies. And on top of that, the Vermin are back, which honestly at this point I don't really have a problem with. That just makes it so it's confirmed that they are the dog ground of Black Ops 6 Zombies for the whole thing. So I get it, but at the same time, it just would have been nice. One thing I do also want to talk about is the new zombie types, the new zombie designs. Now, there aren't just zombies on this map, there are skeletons, but the one thing I want to say is that these are one of the most coolest looking designs for the zombies we've seen in Call of Duty Zombies in a good long while. All because if you see this one here, it's a shitty image because it's from the leaked trailer, but if you see here, it's actually a gladiator. Now, me personally, I think that's fucking sick as hell, man. I really think that is awesome. Cool shit on the design, Treyarch. You really cooked with the designs on this one. And then, of course, the big boy, Depth Perception is back. Now, me personally, you know, I'm neutral with this. You know, Depth Perception, you know, it's a cool perk. I didn't mind it in Black Ops Cold War. It actually was great in Cold War, especially with the upgrades it had. But this is where it gets to the disappointment part. This is actually kind of another disappointment because honestly, I really would have rather preferred Mule Kick at this point. But the other thing I can say is at least we're not getting Tombstone. But with Depth Perception, the augments are actually disappointing in my opinion. For the Depth Perception augments, for the major augments anyway, we have Treasure Hunter, which spots items others can miss from loot containers, as well as special and elite kills. Death Stare, your elemental weakness damage has a chance to kill an enemy that is low on health. And Critical Eye, small chance that a body shot becomes a critical shot. And then as for the minor augments, you've got the Bird's Eye View, which honestly, I don't see the point in this one. It's the minimap scan rate is increased, which a lot of people, as far as I'm aware, don't actually use the minimap in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Now again, I may be totally wrong with that, but the fact that you have the option to turn it off or on, what's the point in having, you know, a dedicated augment to the minimap at that point? Just, I don't get it in my opinion. And then you got Extra Change, which is finding extra essence under more locations. Now honestly, this one sounds okay. And then the last one, which is probably the most useful one, which is Further Insight, increase the perception radius, so you can see zombies throughout walls further than you could with just original Depth Perception. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, quite disappointing augments. Depth Perception, the perk itself, I'm alright with it, but you know, at least it's not Tombstone. But at that point, I actually really would have preferred Mule Kick, because honestly, Mule Kick would actually, I think, suit this game, especially with the absolute great upgrades it had in Cold War. So honestly, really disappointing, and I just wish it was Mule Kick. Along with that, we do have the new tomb description, which I'm pretty sure the last time I read the tomb description from when I talked about 115 Day 7 Black Ops 6 Zombies, I'm pretty sure this is a different one, so let me read it out to you guys here. And this is from Marco Network, so again, shout out to Marco Network, link will be in the description below. And Marco Network says from the official tomb description, saying, following the events at Citadel Day More, Weaver, Maya, Carver and Grey must take the amulet secured at Citadel to a cursed dig site and the ancient catacombs within. Professor Kraft indicated that the elusive Sentinel artifact may be found in the tunnels below. Reports of paranormal phenomena come back centuries, possibly related to the presence of the artifact. If the team can secure it, there may be yet hope in releasing Samantha Maxis from her imprisonment in the Dark Ether. In this enthralling new adventure, following the footsteps of a doomed explorer and explore a long forgotten dig site while seeking out a door to nowhere. What lurks behind this door? You'll find out when the brand new Zombies Map The Tomb launches at the start of Season 2 on Tuesday, January 28th at 9 AM Pacific time. I'm excited. You know, it sounds great, the map looks aesthetically pleasing, but I do feel like there is a lot more disappointment within this map compared to Citadel Day More, but I do feel a lot more hype for this map compared to that of Citadel, so honestly a bit of a weird feeling there. But again, we will need to see what happens when the tomb does release, obviously. And then of course we've got the crew for the tomb. It's the same old usual. You got Weaver, Grey, Carver and Maya, and then of course you got Sam, Peck, Ravenov, Strauss and Raptor 1. Then we've got a new character which seems to be in the amulet, and it's one of the explorers that worked with Alistair, and his name is Sir Archibald. So this will be interesting to see how he plays within this role of this map. So honestly, let me see how that goes. We also have 3 new Gobblegums. One of them, it's a return of an old whimsical, and it's Quack the Rock, which for anyone who doesn't know what Quack the Rock is, where as soon as you activate it, all zombies will be wearing rubber ducky floaties. So pretty funny there. And then as for the 2 new ones, for Dead Drop, you have drop rates of salvage and equipment are greatly increased in last 5 minutes, which sounds absolutely amazing. So shout out to Chert for that Gobblegum, because that Gobblegum sounds absolutely awesome. And then modified chaos is greatly reduced all ammo mod cooldown last 2 minutes. Could you imagine just like spamming Shadow Rift left, right and center? Like that would go nuts. Along with that, the War Machine grenade launcher is coming back as a score streak within Black Ops 6 Zombies. It will be a cost of 2,500 salvage, so stay tuned for that. Along with that, we have 2 new traps, and I genuinely think these are cool. We have the arrow trap here, which is really cool. That definitely screams Indiana Jones for me. And then the next one, which is the ether lanterns. Now I don't know what these traps do specifically, I'm really not sure what it does, but honestly it looks pretty hype, so I'm excited for that. On top of that, the PPSH is the legendary new SMG that is returning into Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 6 Zombies. You can see it on here with the Dark Marrow camo. It looks very nice. Me personally, you know, I'm excited. The PPSH is one of the most classic weapons ever released in Call of Duty Zombies history. But me personally, I just would really like to see the MP40 back. You know, the PPSH, if they keep bringing it back, I'm really going to start seeing, at least for me personally and a lot of other people, just seeing, oh, it's cool, but we've seen it so many times now. Can we get like something else back? And I genuinely think the MP40 genuinely may have gone a bit more hype and a bit more love compared to the PPSH. But hey, I'm not complaining. The PP's great. I shouldn't have said that. And then along with that, the new Pack Punch camo, from what it looks like anyway, if I show you on the screen here, is actually like a different version of the Afterlife camo, but it's orange. So I don't know if maybe it is the Afterlife camo. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what it looks like to me anyway. So honestly, Season 2, the majority of it's looking good, but there are definitely some things where we're like, I'm not really okay with this, you know, I would rather prefer this, or you know, I can live with this, but it's not really what I wanted. And you know, that's how I feel. But aside from that, I'm really excited for the tomb. On God, I am so excited. It looks hype, it looks great. I'm ready to start playing it the moment it comes out, and I'll try and get a lot of videos out as much as possible before I start Easter egg hunting, so stay tuned for that. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the tomb. And again, the tomb is not better than Origins. The map's not even out yet, but the map has potential to be better than Origins. The map has potential to be the best map ever, and we just don't know it. Any maps like that, but I'm just saying that for the shits and gigs because of the ice stuff. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you within the next video live stream. And goodbye.